Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Well, they're not really here. I mean, the show's here. Welcome. How are you? Jeff Fisher in for Pat today. Good to see you. Thanks for coming along for the ride today. Keith Malinak here as well, as usual. The rest of the Dingleberries are all here behind the scenes doing what they do. Welcome to the broadcast. Pat on vacation. I don't know that he's actually left DFW yet. He was supposed to leave DFW on Friday, but there were some weather-related issues around the country.
Yeah.
Specifically where he was headed to the great state of Utah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. He might be hanging out actually at Airside A at DFW, just waiting with the homeless people trying to get out.
Big
I don't know.
Bear Lake, California got over 100 inches of snow from this thing.
Have you ever been there?
More than they get in a season.
Have you ever been to Big Bear Lake?
No.
It is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It is gorgeous up there, man. And I bet you it's not too gorgeous with how many?
Over 100 inches of snow from one storm alone. More than what
it's beautiful there with 100 inches of snow. Beautiful.
More than what they get in a season.
Oof.
Yeah. And first blizzard warning for L.A. County in 34 years.
Yeah, did you see the L.A. River, too? The concrete river in L.A.? Man, it is raging.
Where every, chase scene in L.A. is filmed in a movie.
And the one documentary, Core,
okay,
where they land the space shuttle there in the river. So that's an fun. Awesome scene, by the way.
Fun.
Anyway, you not seen the documentary Core?
I guess I have.
Okay.
I don't get out much.
Well, all right, fine. Whatever.
A lot of snow out west. And a lot of wind here last night. It was ridiculous.
Did your garbage cans get blown over?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Okay, it was just
very loud and windy.
If you say so, man. I was out last night.
Were you out?
So
okay, you missed
absolutely, man.
Oh, my gosh.
I heard it was coming. I heard, it's going to, as long as, I figured when I heard about the wind and the storm coming through yesterday, I was like, is it going to be done by 3:30 in the morning?
I always check that too, yeah.
Because as long as it's done by 3:30, I don't care.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because I will say that I left my one good umbrella here at the studios, so I've got to remember to take it with me. Because if it's not with me, then I can't use it. It's funny how that works. Mm-hmm. So
you got to figure it out.
So you know what else? I cannot get stupid Rupert Holmes Pina Colada song out of my head.
Well, you did it to us in this room this morning, so that's on you.
Get that stupid song out of my head. I watched an interview with Rupert Holmes, and he's written a new book. And I reached out. I did reach out to him because I actually want to interview him about the book.
Oh, I'm sure he'll come on now that he hears you refer to his golden ticket as that stupid song, the Pina Colada song. So dumb.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love the song. I just can't get the stupid song out of my head.
And now the audience can't either.
Oh, man. But the book is, How to Murder Your Employer. Or the title is actually Murder Your Employer. And it's awesome. It's like a McMaster's Guide to Homicide is the book.
Okay.
And he's created this whole world so that you can go into if you're chosen to be able to murder your employer. Really, really fascinating stuff. It's gonna be a fun read. I'm looking forward to it.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Is it like meta in a book?
Oh, it could be. Yeah, pretty much. It's a whole world. So I mean, I'm sure, and this is what I want to talk to him about. If he's already creating a game, creating a film, because it's his whole school area, this whole works of the McMaster's Guide, this Poison Ivy League. Anyway,
that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think so.
That's funny.
I think that's what it's called. Anyway, because of the stupid interview, I'm singing that Pina Colada song because it is that Rupert Holmes, and he's authored other books, and he's like 75 now or whatever. And, he created this book, which is, awesome. And I'm looking forward to reading it. But the interview, of course, shows him singing, his Golden Ticket song, right? And he said in the interview that he had never had a pina colada before the song. And now he believes he has the world record of having the most pina coladas of anyone on the planet.
I bet.
Because everywhere he goes, I got a pina colada over here.
Boy,
And so I know.
I'm going to write a song about vodka. Whatever works.
Right, of course. I mean, make it a hit. Mm-hmm. Make it a hit. You'll be vodka bound. All right, so it was a busy weekend for
The world.
for the world. For the world. And so
What's wrong?
I don't know where to start because it's going
Well, you can start.
to be frustrating
I
to
mean,
me.
they're in order right there. If you want to just,
It's going to be frustrating
cheat
to
and
me.
look at what's right there. I mean,
Before we get into frustration, I will say that I did see that while I'm not sure that Pat made it out of
yeah. I mean, he could be
DFW
walking
to
in here.
Utah, but I saw a story about West Virginia where they had a big truck spill in this in Tucker County. And the Office of Emergency Management was quoted, and the Office of Emergency Manager Dispatcher's name was Pat Gray. So I thought, wait, he's working as a Operation of
That's what
Emergency
he did.
Management
He took that
in
week
West
off.
Virginia?
Make some more
Right?
cash doing that.
I didn't realize that. He's quoted all over the stupid story. So maybe that's where he's at.
All right.
Maybe that's where he's at. I don't know.
That's interesting. Yet another. What was that truck carrying? Do we know?
It was some spill of stuff, some kind. They had
I'm
to
sure
shut
it's
down
no
the
big
highway
deal.
and
It's
it's cleaned
no
up.
big
It's fine.
Whatever.
Shut up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I mean, congratulations on the disaster gang mixing it up a little bit. It wasn't a train this time because it was every day there for about a week. Nebraska, Michigan, Texas, obviously Ohio.
A lot of coincidences.
That's all it is.
A lot of coincidences going on.
That's all it is. Yep. Anyway, you want to watch some videos?
Do I?
Oh, wait, they're Joe Biden.
I know. Biden sat
Bad
down.
suggestion.
Biden sat down with David Muir of
Yeah.
ABC News. I mean, what's the deal? My man Lester Holt not good enough for you anymore?
Wow.
Joe? Talking about the Lester Holt
Bro.
on NBC, and you're slapping him down with David Muir.
Do you feel slighted?
I'm a little pissed.
On behalf of.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed. I mean, Lester has held the torch pretty good for the Democratic Party over there at NBC. I mean, he's been completely down the middle of the road. But I'm surprised that, I guess David is the new star. Right? He's number one. He's the guy, ABC News.
I think he does a good job.
And see, he's no Lester Holt.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
who's Lester? No one's
Thank you.
Lester Holt.
Thank you. So David sat down with our president, who is great.
It's great.
And he asked Joe, and he asked him the questions that some of us want to know the answers to still. And he starts out, asking about the classified documents in his garage.
Okay.
You and the former president are both now under investigation by the Justice Department for the discovery of these classified documents. I know that you believe these two cases are very different, but I do remember something you said after the discovery at Mar-a-Lago. You said, I thought data that was in there may compromise sources and methods and names of people who help, and it's just totally irresponsible. Can you assure the American people that none of the documents discovered in your garage or at your old office compromised sources or methods or U.S. intelligence?
I've been advised by the counsel, let the Justice Department make that decision.
Have you?
To not try to alter the case in any way. There have been very few documents that have been confiscated, found in my possession that were in
Very few.
other than, in my possession, meaning in my home. All the stuff that was moved out of my Senate office over the years, I'm told there were a couple things that were from 1973 or 74. The documents were marked classified. I don't know of anything, and maybe I don't know of anything that is marked like it was, top secret, highly, et cetera.
Wait.
But I'm told not to comment on that
But you
because I
just
don't even
did.
know what they are able to, what they confiscated.
Confiscated. You mean retrieved? Isn't that a weird answer?
Really weird. And he can't even finish a sentence. It's really bad.
It also shows you he's been in Washington, D.C. for far too long when they could possibly have documents 50 years old
Well,
retrieved from his.
well, they're
well,
not. They're not
garage.
top secret. Top secret.
Yeah, what was
They're
that?
just top secret. I mean, what are you talking about? There's no, it means
Double
nothing.
secret probation.
Yeah, right. It's not. It's not that. It's just top secret. Everybody has top secret documents, but I mean, for sure, I don't have like Trump had top secret. Top secret. You can't have that. That's just can't have that. He continues.
One word you used when you hear about boxes in your garage or in your old office, you called the Trump discovery irresponsible. Is there something irresponsible here, though, too?
You know, you're a good lawyer, but you're trying to make a comparison.
You're both presidents who had classified
Wait,
documents.
wait,
I
what
think
was
it's
that?
a pretty germane ask, man.
No, you're a good. I'd like to actually see that again. David actually did a pretty good job. I'd like to see that again,
And
please.
boy, that answer was so crisp, too.
Oh. Go ahead. We can
clip
play
two.
that
It's
again.
been 3 weeks now since the toxic train derailment.
Wait, stop
no,
it.
no,
Stop,
no,
stop, stop. Clip two again,
No,
please.
I'd like to play the last clip again, please.
One word you used when you hear about boxes in your garage or in your old office, you called the Trump discovery irresponsible. Is there something irresponsible here, though, too?
You know, you're a good lawyer, but you're trying to make a comparison.
No, Joe. No, baby. No, honey.
It's.
I know. I
don't like this version of the timeline that we're on.
No, I don't either. So let's keep it going on the same timeline. We'll change it a little bit. We'll go to the train derailment.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks now since the toxic train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, as you know. The mayor says he saw you in Ukraine, and he says it tells you he doesn't care about us. And they're asking, is the president coming to Ohio? Do you have any plan to travel to Ohio, and have you talked with the mayor yet?
Let's put this in perspective. Within 2 hours of that derailment, the EPA was in there. Within 2 hours. Every major agency in the United States government that had anything to do with rail and or cleanup was
Correct.
there and is there.
Correct. No question.
That's your answer.
No question.
But he didn't show any kind of
But he
ability to speak on it
No.
or communicate anything. Did you see that little smirk on his
And that-
face when he was asked about the mayor? He's like, screw you, Joe.
Who needs the mayor of East Palestine? I got more important things to do. We got to give all our money to Ukraine, okay?
Well, we're doing
I
that.
got other things to do.
That
okay.
hasn't slowed down.
It's just his elitist attitude.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And
Such a douche.
I love this next clip where he doesn't even know if he's talked to the mayor of East Palestine. And that's probably a factual statement. Look at
So do
this.
you plan to travel there, and have you talked with the mayor?
I can't recall where that. I don't think I've talked to the mayor. I've talked to everyone else there, and multiple times. I've talked to both the senators, both governors. I've talked to everyone there is to talk to, and we made it clear that everything is available.
Talk to everybody there's to talk to.
So,
but I don't know if I talked to
no.
the mayor.
So I've talked to everyone
Oh,
multiple times.
before I forget,
But-
he talked about the governors and all that stuff. Did you see that? And I did not send this in. It was just a quick little thing where KJP was referring to Governor DeWine as Governor Dwayne. She's
Well,
so
she's
bad.
just
She's so bad.
terrible.
It's
Just
like
terrible.
who's worse at their job, KJP or Joe Biden?
Well,
That's a toss-up, right?
that is a toss-up. I mean, although our president, you could give him an excuse that he's,
Got Alzheimer's?
yeah,
Okay.
there's some sort of mental issue. I don't know that KJP, she just has the same problem that our vice president has, right? They're just dumb.
Yeah, and I love on this next clip how he was headed off on vacation again. He spent 40% of his presidency on vacation, and he's leaving Saturday morning. He's about to jog over because he's got to show the press. I don't think this shows up in this clip, but his little faux jog. Look how healthy I am.
He always does that, like he's Mr. on top of it with his little.
Yep.
Stop it.
That's a good impersonation. It's almost like a Forrest Gump type run.
Yeah. He always tries to give that little.
That's good. No, you're right.
Thank you.
But he is, and the audio is a little bit difficult to hear, but I mean, he's headed on vacation, and he's asked.
Is it actual vacation or is just time away
I think
from
it's
the
a
White
weekend
House?
or something.
Okay.
I think. I'm not positive on
I
that.
mean, because I know.
Palestine, Ohio. Are you planning to travel?
Planning to travel to East Palestine.
I did a whole video. What the hell? On Zoom.
Zoom.
That's it.
I think of Zoom. That's calling my generation. Who's zooming who?
Oh gosh, he's so bad. So if you couldn't hear that over the high pitch, which by the way, in America, can we put the press further away from the transportation?
No, that's what they want. That's exactly what they want.
Yeah. So anyhow, he's like, I don't know that I'm going to East Palestine, but I did what the hell is it called? A video.
Reporter. Zoom. That's what it is. My generation. Who's zooming who? Zoom and zoom.
Okay, 1985 is the Aretha Franklin song, and no, that's not your generation. You still need to go back a couple more, Joe.
Plus, I mean, is the President of the United States of America just zooming? I mean, do we not have some kind of secure line for the president to be talking to these people?
That's a great point.
FaceTiming or
That's
something?
a great point.
He just hops out.
Please tell me.
I've got you a Zoom here, Joe.
Please tell me he just misspoke, and he just calls it that. But no, you're probably right. Oh my gosh! I bet it's an open channel.
I guess it's Zoom is. I mean, we've all Zoomed 1,000 times now, and I don't think anything about security, but I mean, he is the president of the United States of America. So I would hope that he has something better. I mean, maybe he has an upgraded membership to Zoom. The presidential Zoom channel.
Doesn't cut him off after like an hour or whatever.
Yeah, it's password protected, so it's fine. Nobody can get in.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know. It just makes no sense. To me.
I was looking at the county there that East Palestine's in. I mean, more than 70% went for Trump, so that probably has something to do with him not wanting to be there.
Well, the whole
Which is a shame.
The whole state went for Trump, right?
Right, but I'm saying that particular county is very conservative, apparently.
Huh.
And that's probably incidental. I don't even know why I mentioned that.
Okay, fine. Because it's a tragedy, and and he's on
president
top
of all of us, right?
Thank you.
That's what he tells us.
Thank you.
This guy.
I mean, this guy. Plus, Jill was gone, right? She's in Africa. And she came back on Sunday.
By the way,
So if he's taking off for the weekend, he's seriously thinking about doing a little Joe Biden.
No,
Zoom
she's
on
back.
Zoom.
I think she's back on.
Yeah, she came back on Sunday.
Yeah.
But this was leaving on. He was leaving on going for the Saturday.
So the press over there in Africa was talking. No, that guy. Impossible. So no, when she was over in Africa, like some of the press were complaining that while she was doing an interview with CNN, maybe that's what this clip is from. That might be what this is from. That we'll get to it later. But they were like kept in a like they were not allowed to leave a van.
Yeah, but that was over in Africa. Yeah, she did a separate interview with CNN over in Africa.
While the press was corralled in a van. Screw you.
What are they supposed to do? Watch it?
I don't know.
No.
Walk around, stretch. I don't know.
It's the same. Biden locked that one reporter in a closet one time.
What was that?
Remember, they were at some event at the White House or the Capitol building or something, and it was just a mistake. It was a mistake. My guy's got one thing led to another. We didn't mean to lock him in the closet for a few hours.
I didn't.
Sorry about
hear
that.
I'm not familiar with that. Wow.
So they've done it forever. That was when he was vice president, I think.
Okay.
All right, so Obama was president then. So he was vice president.
And Obama's president now, too. I got news for you. I remember just last week, KJP accidentally said,
Yeah.
don't be calling out another president's name, KJP.
I know. We've talked about it at length, too, how pissed Barack is that he has to live with Joe Biden saying he got more votes than him. That's got to eat him alive. So that actually makes me kind of happy.
Last I saw, we've documented 45,000 animals have died in Ohio. Lots of respiratory issues being reported.
They're cleaning
by
it
the
up.
residents. Yeah,
What
they're
is your deal?
They're
They're
sending it
cleaning
to
it up.
Texas, and
But they're cleaning it up.
Hold
What more do you want these people to do? I'm serious.
But I love this. They send the toxic waste from that site to Michigan and Texas, and like the officials there had no idea. They're like, "What? Yeah, we trucked them through your town. Joke's on you."
Okay, so
How about a heads
what are they
up?
supposed to do?
I don't know. Tell us. Yeah, we're about to bring. Remember what just happened in Ohio? Yeah, we're about to bring that to your town. And by the way, the EPA has stopped that for now until they can get their ducks in a row. At least tell the local authorities, yeah, we're going to be bringing this really dangerous substance that just caused this.
I mean, there's stuff trucked on the roads every day that we have no idea what's
that's a
passing
good point.
by.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know that you're gonna call if you were having to drive that through DFW.
No, that's true.
How many municipalities are you going? Hey, by the way, we're trucking some toxic waste. It'll be through your town. We're only driving on the interstate. It'll be through there in 5 minutes.
That's a fair point. But maybe this one you should tell people, like, yeah, what you just saw, that's coming to you.
I mean,
It's Houston. They won't notice.
thank you.
I mean,
Dirtiest
Pat
city.
isn't here to act all offended
I
that
know.
we're mocking Houston, Texas, the grossest city in America. He did have a good point about San Francisco having
Absolutely,
poop in
he
the
did,
streets.
and they're down on the list. I was really surprised that actually the dirty cities in America list. San Francisco was down, I think, in the. I don't have it. In
Number
front of me.
2? Hey-oh.
No, it wasn't number 2 though. It wasn't. It should have been.
Where's my rim
No,
shot?
I know. I got.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Ow. All that for just number 2.
Yeah, it wasn't
Sad.
So they.
A lot of number 2 talk this morning, even behind the scenes.
Wow, I've never heard that rim shot. Thank you, Martin. Okay, I got it. What's her name? Jennifer Homenby? I don't know. NTSB lady?
Oh, yeah.
So she was making the rounds. She was on CNN explaining what happened with that. What caused this? Because, the CNN tries to paint a picture. Just watch this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and the NTSB has looked at
Is this it?
electronically controlled
I cut off the
pneumatic braking
question.
for a number of
Okay.
years, and we did some testing as well. Certainly, it would improve safety, but for this investigation and for this derailment, ECP brakes would not have prevented the derailment. The wheel bearing failed on
just
car
failed.
number 23. So even with ECP brakes, the derailment would have occurred, the fire would have ensued, and the 5 vinyl chloride tank cars would still have to be vented and burned.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Yeah, and CNN was trying to make it seem like Trump rolled back safety issues
safety regulations.
that
Yeah, that's a big-
caused this whole
Yeah,
thing,
that's a big
and she just said, "No, it's a wheel bearing. Nice try though." So there you go.
I mean, they continue to try to beat that. Plus, nice to see Jake still have a job over there at CNN. Just saying. How much longer he's got that to go on? So,
Longer than Don Lemon, that's for sure.
All right, so we can get back to Joe Biden, actually, in his interview with David Muir.
So
Not-
much there.
Not Lester Holt. And
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
I'm just saying it wasn't Lester. I'm a little hurt. Anyway, he was asked. Oh, jeez, I was going to talk to him about running again. Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you about a conversation that people are having at home. Both your supporters and your critics. They know that if you're reelected, you would be 82 when you're sworn in. You would be 86 at the end of your term. Is your age part of your own calculation into whether to run again?
No, but it's legitimate for people to raise issues about my age. It's totally legitimate to do that. And the only thing I can say is watch me.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
have.
problem.
You aren't lying.
Oh my gosh, watch me.
Nothing.
What? You have a follow up there?
I'm thinking about the Jill Biden clip. And I don't know if this one is it or if there's
No.
another one.
Well, no, we got another one where he's asking point blank, "Will you be running for re-election?" And he brings up her name.
Okay.
Let me ask you the question everyone is asking. Are you running?
Well, apparently someone interviewed my wife today, I heard.
I heard that too just before I came in.
And I got to call her and find out. No, all kidding aside. My intention hasn't been from the beginning to run. But there's too many other things I have to finish in the near term before I start a campaign.
Yeah, he's too busy.
What would that be, Joe?
Get to East
Did
Palestine.
David follow up on that? What would be that? What's that, Mr. President? What are you referring to? Or do you got to talk to Jill about that as well?
Well, Joe has the answer. Ready for clip 9?
Yeah, this is her CNN interview. This is the one she cut in Africa, which is great.
Okay.
She's great. That's what we want. We want her out. Just go ahead, please.
He says he's not done. He's not finished what he started.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
and
no
that's
kidding.
what's important. And I think, look at all that Joe has done, has accomplished. I mean, he brought us
Oh, no. Don't.
out of the chaos. And he did that. He was elected because people wanted steady leadership.
He's not done destroying this country.
That's what I
He's
hear.
going to need a little more time.
Never mind bringing us out of the chaos, which is complete BS.
You
but,
just added to it. That's all they did.
He's not done is a little frightening.
It's terrifying.
I mean, he's done a great job of making America last already.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, do Democrats want him to run? Because we had like 40-some% that recently said, no, don't do it. Don't.
I don't know. I feel like whenever they trot out Kamala Harris,
That's
you
them
trot out
saying.
Kamala Harris, and I feel like you listen to her and you go, Joe's not bad.
So maybe that's their low-key way of saying, see, you want Joe, don't you?
Yeah. Because she there for a while. She went away for a while. Mm-hmm. Right? She went away. It was like we didn't hear from her. And then now all of a sudden they brought her back. I don't know if she went through diversity training. I don't know if she went through communication training.
No, that didn't pay off.
That didn't pay off at all. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand because every time you see her come out, you're like, oh dear Lord, she's the vice president of the United States. And I know we all love a good Venn diagram. We all love a good Venn diagram. But she is absolutely unbelievable how dumb she is. I can't take it. Could you? Oh, yeah, do that for me. Make a Venn diagram, please.
Okay.
That would be great.
I'll work on that here.
So, let's see. A new national poll suggests Democrats and Democratic-leaning independent voters are becoming more supportive. Yeah.
Of Joe?
Of Joe. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, because they've trotted out Kamala. If you look at the Venn diagram
Yeah, here we go.
of trotting out Kamala.
Can you see this?
Kamala's off to the...
So this is what you got here.
Okay.
Is if you take dumb, right, and then you take evil, right, they meet in the middle, the Biden administration. All right? There it is. So that's where they meet, where dumb crosses with evil.
Wow.
You're welcome. I mean, where are you going to get this kind of hard-hitting Venn diagram analysis?
I don't know. Right here, Pat Gray Unleashed.
Thank you. And on the
you.
Republican side, I thought it was funny last week how Sarah Palin, she came out and supported Donald Trump. Totally fine. But part of her point was that Ron DeSantis shouldn't run because he needs to finish being governor. I'm sorry. Sarah Palin is
Hello,
telling someone to
Pot.
finish being governor?
Pot. Looking for the kettle.
That was
Pot,
awesome.
looking for the
I
kettle.
love that.
I've been so. If I lived in Alaska, I'd still be pissed at her, and they kind of are. Because she was she ran a great campaign, and Alaska loved her, and for her to just see ya, take care,
Well, then she came back. Remember, she ran for Congress this last time.
and lost.
Yeah.
They're still pissed because then she did that. She kicked them to the curb. And then she used them for a little self-promotion, used Alaska for self on her reality shows.
Right. Which
Right?
is probably why she loved being governor to begin with.
I mean, it's just, calm down. Sarah. Calm down. Go have another little filler to the face.
Oh,
get a little cut.
bro.
Get a little cut. Take care of yourself. You look great. I know you got those TV shots to take care of. And then just relax, okay? Because your advice we don't need. Okay.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. Jeff Fisher from Chewing the Fat in for Pat as he is out gallivanting the countryside, whether it be Texas, Utah, West Virginia. We don't know where the hell he is, to be honest, but he's somewhere and hopefully safe and everything will be fine. Thank you. If you want to participate in the show, you can do so by calling 888-900-3393, or you can tweet the show at Pat Unleashed, like these people did, like Les White, construction worker, did. There is a train derailment here in Lexington, North Carolina. I don't think it was carrying anything toxic. Maybe just barbecue sauce. Oh. See? Happens all the time. Pete Buttigieg told you that thousands of times across America. What do I got to care about this one?
I know.
Pat had tea.
What an answer. What's so special about this one? It's not like, 45,000 animals are dead and people are going in for respiratory ailments, but why is this one special?
Now, they were taking care of it.
Good.
They just don't know how to comment on things properly.
Apparently 2.5 weeks for the President of the United States to say something.
Just silly.
Only because he was asked between...
But he was right. I mean, I know I'm turning into a Joe Biden apologist here, but he was right.
That's not breaking news. I mean, you are the resident Joe Biden apologist in this building.
He was correct, in what he said. That everyone was there working on it. I don't know. It may make everyone feel better that he said something, or even just flew over. But we saw George Bush fly over New Orleans. He took a beating for years because of that.
Yeah, because exactly. The left demands that you care, right? That's their rules,
true, yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
But if a Republican cares, then it's insincere. It's not genuine when a Republican cares. That's a photo op. But when their president is completely MIA,
null and void,
they don't even care
matter.
to even bring that up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
From Liberty Squirt, woke up to loud thunder, but first thought we were being bombed.
Oh,
I will say
that time's coming.
I will say, in my neck of the woods, where I live in DFW, the last few days there's been serious military plane action flying over. Now we've got the DFW airport, but I don't get a lot of traffic over my house for that. There's Alliance Airport that has a lot of Amazon planes coming in and out, so I hear a lot of that traffic. But there's also the Fort Worth military base that uses our airspace over where I live, and they fly over a lot. And sometimes they are fully loaded.
Circling your house, no doubt.
Just know.
Keep an eye on this one.
I just know they flew over my neck of the woods a lot this weekend, man. Well, disconcerting sometimes. From enormous look. We can't say fat anymore.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Doesn't have the same ring
Thank
to
you.
it.
Well,
really.
It's just the way it goes. Joey's mental acuity is failing. I will not have that. Joe is as sharp as the thing. Yeah, I know.
No, I don't. Do tell me. What is he as sharp as?
He's as sharp as, the thing.
Okay.
Pat's a Libre device?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the thing on his shoulder when he's got...
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
I never know what they're called. I just know that they exist. Yeah. Is that what they're called? The Libre?
Yeah, I guess. I said, hey, the other day I walked in. I was like, you got something on your arm there. I don't know if... I knew it.
You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what it is.
Okay. I didn't realize that's what they were called. I see the ads for it all the time. When I asked him about it, he goes, yeah, I just started that. I was like, those things are awesome. I love those things. Anyway, I don't mean to brag, but I use the same video conference service as the President of the United States.
That's funny. Okay.
But do you have a password protected account?
See?
I know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, everyone has a stupid password protected Zoom account. What am I thinking? Of course he does.
I was just going with it. I was just going with it. I was going to let you be.
But his is double password. He's double password protected, just like top secret. Yeah,
double authentication or two-step verification. Yeah, did you notice
it's
that,
authenticated on both ends?
Right. Did
so
you
you're
notice
fine.
Elon Musk took away that on Twitter or something, right? And then now we've got all these DMs from like spam, Instagram, I don't know, fake stuff. You haven't noticed that?
I have not gotten any of those.
Oh gosh, I've gotten about 24 in the last week.
Really?
And so what's happening is people are getting hacked.
Right.
And this spam thing, I don't know how it works. I think if you enter in your information at that website, then you get hacked. I think it's just kind of feeding on itself.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have not been involved in that at all. Yeah. So have at it. Okay, I'm double password protected.
I see.
Okay? Verified on both ends. Me and the president. Okay. Plus, I want to say
both as sharp as you know the thing.
I want to thank you. Let me say that happy birthday to my son today, my youngest son.
All right.
Co-host of Talking Walking Dead.
Happy
Maximus.
birthday. How old is he? Don't tell. You know what? Don't tell me. I'm afraid to know how fast time flies. Don't tell me. How? Oh no.
Happy birthday, Max. I love you.
Oh.
I know. Well,
that's sweet. You see that? There's a little moment of tender emotion from a proud father here. You don't see Jeffrey do that too often.
Well, I paid for the U-Haul to back up to the house.
Oh, no. Time to go. You're a man.
Get out.
I bought you this U-Haul to rent for...
No, I didn't buy it.
Okay, I rented this U-Haul for 3 days, but it's only for in town, so you don't have to go too far.
No, I still want you around. I mean, if you want to.
Get your stuff out.
Ahead. People take those U-Haul trucks all the time. What are they going to do? Nothing.
You've known this day's coming for a while, Max. I mean, it's just...
Believe me, you have. So, we'll Zoom call. Okay? Take care.
We'll see you on the Zoom.
From More Be Us. Mm-hmm. When you're going to talk about when are you going to talk about the mysterious white dust, not snow, that was falling out of the sky in Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia over the weekend?
When are you going to talk about that, Jeffy?
I don't know.
Okay.
I saw the headlines. I mean,
they're blaming New Mexico and Texas?
Yeah, I think it's happened before, actually, where the it's kind of you know how hurricanes start over there in Africa.
We're getting the weather
come across the Atlantic, it creates a hurricane.
Yeah.
So if you go to the other side of the country,
okay.
So you go across to the western side of the country, you come across New Mexico and the deserts there. I think, and Texas, the northern part of Texas, the plains, and that comes across, and you blow into.
Did it pick up White Sands, New Mexico, and drop it on Maryland?
Yes, it did. It did, actually, yeah. Huh. That's what spilled the truck in West Virginia that Pat was investigating. See how it all comes together?
Okay. Yeah, I see.
So.
Thank you for that.
Well, that's me. That's me. Speaking of truckers, you know what? We were asking about truckers, if they allow, if they actually tell municipalities what they're hauling, that kind of thing, which I question. But the truckers know what they're hauling, right? I mean, all the truckers know.
They got it.
What they're hauling.
Right?
What they're hauling. I mean, we've talked to some before. We ought to just make tomorrow another Trucker Tuesday.
Oh, I like it.
And talk to truckers.
Trucker Tuesday.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Tomorrow is Trucker Tuesday on Pat Gray Unleashed. I want to hear from you, the trucker. Okay?
Yeah, let's get.
I want to hear all the truckers from all the truckers.
Temperature of the room.
Because I will say I've seen what seems to be even more truckers on the road than ever before.
Really?
Good. I say good. Oh, truckers are the lifeblood of America.
Exactly.
Man.
Is that, though, a sign that the economy is hopefully getting...
I don't know.
If they're moving more products, no?
Yeah, but I feel like I saw one report. How did it go? I'll have to find some of my trucker reports that get sent to me from different truckers around the country. But I feel like that doesn't show. It's not the same.
Okay. They can call and tell us how things are going. Is your load empty? Is it completely full?
Because I got an email from Jake who said, because I was talking about truckers and drugs, which is a surprise, chewing the fat. my daily show, which you can subscribe to. Available wherever you get your podcast.
Truckers and drugs.
I was talking about truckers and drugs, and Jake reminded me that he's a trucker from Manitoba, Canada, and he crosses into the United States every day. And he said they're required to be in a random drug test program as per U.S. regulations. A new program called Clearinghouse, the FMCSA, mandates federal drug testing. We don't have drug testing requirements if we stay in Canada. Some Canada-only companies have a company policy for the drug testing. So,
when everybody knows,
I forget why we were talking
being a trucker
about
in Canada is
good,
awesome,
right?
You don't have any kind of infringement there.
Sure, you go ahead and get high, but that's it. You got no money.
You better,
nothing.
roll up your sleeve, or you're not going to be a trucker in Canada. I mean, that's still a thing up there, right? Maybe a Canadian trucker can call us tomorrow.
Yeah, Jake, call.
Yeah, my gosh.
So anyway, 888-900-3393 is the phone number to use today and tomorrow on Trucker Tuesday. All right, the official Pat Gray Unleashed, Chewing the Fat, Jeff Fisher, Trucker Tuesday.
So I mentioned to you how windy it was here in Texas.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Well, that's
You
what's
slept
blowing
through
the dust over
I
West
just saw
Virginia.
a blurb there that said the winds in Texas reached 114 miles per hour yesterday.
Wow.
That seems newsworthy.
That's doing a little. Yeah, that's possible damage. A lot of damage with that.
So in other words,
if it was sustained though,
more stuff's coming your way,
gusts.
Maryland.
We just hey, look,
you're welcome.
There's more white stuff coming. That's not snow, okay? If it's sustained, I'd like to know how long the sustained winds are, because gusts of 114.
Yeah,
you knock over a trash can, you're good.
And if that wind lasts for more than 4 hours, you need to contact your doctor.
As always.
Yeah.
No rim shot.
I want to be safe. Well, he didn't get the joke. Or he was
attention.
talking to Riley. Yeah. Anyway, what else we got on the old sheet here, huh?
Did you see? We could talk about Ukraine for a little bit if you'd like.
Oh, I do. I love it so much. I love everything that's happening with that country.
If you'd like. I saw
It's
where
good. It's good.
the great Brad Paisley has a new song that's going to raise money for people in Ukraine.
Oh.
From his nonprofit.
Okay.
But he's got Zelensky in the video of his new song.
Oh, goody.
So I know. Look, there's a lot of battles going on. Cities are being destroyed. He needs money. He needs weapons. He needs everything. But I'm going to take a little bit of time and record this video with Brad.
Right. So draining the federal treasury mixed with country music.
I'm okay with Brad raising money for Ukraine. How about you not take it from me?
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
If somebody wants to give Brad some money, great. Good for them. Take it. You guys can have all the money Brad raises for you. But let this administration and this country calm down a little bit. Although I will say I think we decided on Friday we're just going to give it to them all. Right? Give them all our money and be done with it.
And by the way, if you have a problem with the endless supply of money that we've now, as a nation, given over $200 billion, they're pushing $400 billion grand total when you factor in all the other nations helping. If you have a problem with that, Volodymyr Zelensky has a message for you, American.
Excellent.
Тому відсотку, and that percentage of Americans, as you've mentioned, is increasing.
Yeah, getting upset about
I
this.
can tell them only one thing.
Tell me.
If they do not change their opinion, if they do not understand us, if they do not support Ukraine, they will lose NATO, they will lose the clout of the United States, they will lose the leadership position that they are enjoying in the world.
Okay, all right, bro. Get off my case. This guy, I can't take anymore.
So we have China now getting involved. Now, China is getting involved on the Russia side. We're pissed at China for help, for saying that they're going to send arms to Russia, although they haven't yet. And they've also reached out trying to promote peace, right? So at the same time that they're going to be, sliding sliding our man in Russia some, just take a couple of these. Shh. Let's take a couple of these. Don't say anything.
But we're going to keep on giving, as Joe Biden made clear yesterday. Yeah, watch
forever.
This. You want to see this? Go ahead. Clip 11.
But there are now many who are asking, how long can we spend like this?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure how many are asking. I know the mega crowd is. The right-wing Republicans are, talking about we can't do this. You find ourselves in a situation where the cost of walking away could be considerably higher than the cost of helping Ukraine maintain its independence.
I'm willing to test that theory at this point. So...
yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it before. I mean, we've covered. It's been over a year now. It's been over.
If with what we've given them, if they can't repel this, they're not going to repel it.
Well, the only reason we haven't given them planes, right? We haven't given them planes, and the only reason that we haven't given them planes is why? Because they think that they're going to fly into Russia and kill civilians. I mean, Russia's already flying into Ukraine, killing civilians. What is the mindset of not giving them the air support that they need?
It's gotten so bad that we're starting to, it's reported, run out of supplies to defend our own nation. CBS News had Anthony Blinken in Friday and asked him this very question, like, hey, we're going to be safe over here with all we've been given over there? And never mind what we've already lost in Afghanistan, just left behind. Check, this is amazing. Watch this.
There's a second part to my question as I'm talking about resources that we are pouring in. We're providing weapons as well. We are. And forgive me if this is a question that should be self-understood, but does that mean that that puts us in a position of a disadvantage? Do we have enough weapons for ourselves to protect and serve this country?
David Martin reported just last night that we have low stockpiles in some key areas, and if there were conflict, we'd run out of, for example, air to ship missiles very quickly.
So I can tell you that the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mark Milley, are extremely vigilant about making sure that whatever happens, we always have what we need to defend ourselves wherever it's needed.
Oh, well, then we're in good hands if
those
Austin
two
and Milley
dingleberries are saying we're fine, we're not. Those guys are agonizing, both of them.
And it's always worse.
Milley should be tried for treason, as far as I'm concerned. That bastard.
It's always worse than they will admit. So if we have low stockpiles in certain areas, it's probably in all areas.
No kidding. I'll tell you another thing, too, that ticks me off. All right, we played a clip from ABC News. And we played a clip from CBS News. Where is my man Lester Holt? Is he on vacation? Is he sick? Somebody needs to check on him. Because I haven't seen a clip from NBC.
Yeah.
And
bugging you.
That's a little disconcerting.
Someone find a Lester Holt clip for Jeffy.
Get Lester on the phone right now, okay? Because I want to know if he's okay.
Jeffy's mad. Jeffy's hurting right now, y'all.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hello. How are you? Good to see you. You look great today. Don't let anybody tell you don't. You do. You look great. And doggone it, you're worth it. You're worth every ounce of you. Okay? Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. Jeff Fisher here. Keith Malinak joining me as well.
Yeah, here I am. I was just saying, y'all don't get too excited. It was Jeffy complimenting you.
Oh, yeah, the rest of the Dingleberries are here, too. Yeah, Martin and the rest of them. Are you happy?
Do you honestly not? I bet he doesn't know y'all's name.
What do you mean? There's Martin.
Mm-hmm. And then who are the other two gentlemen in there?
Danny. Oh, Danny is in there. He's in there. Yes, he is.
Danny?
Daniel is leaving tonight on a plane. He's in there.
Danny. We got to start calling Daniel
Daniel is leaving tonight on a plane. That's all I ever hear when he walks in the room. My head. I hear the Elton John song.
Got it.
Then there's the big R. Riley.
R. Riley?
Right? And then there's a new trainee person in there who I met this morning.
Yeah. But she can't have her name. because it's the same name. Well, it's the same name as someone else on the staff. But do you even know who's playing the videos for us today? Every day. Who is it?
Well, it's those people.
Hey, what's her name?
Kayla.
Oh,
Kayla, yeah. Kayla. I know it was a K.
Don't jump.
I know it was a K. And then there's...
I don't know. Who are we talking
I can't remember her name. Gosh darn it, I'm sorry.
Who?
I'm sorry.
Who are you talking to? He's seeing things.
It
Joe?
is?
Joe, is that you?
Really?
Bless y'all in
It was-
Oklahoma and Kansas. Tornadoes.
It was Kayla, really?
Overnight. My word. I did not realize
Okay,
the
I'm
tornadoes
sorry.
were up there. I
It
hope
was
y'all
really
are safe.
windy.
I knew it was windy.
the wind that was blowing the white stuff into Maryland and
I didn't
Virginia.
realize that there were tornadoes. I hope everybody's okay.
Well, that's very not kind of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. This is awkward. So
why you can't just leave
so
silent?
Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority
It's TV and radio.
the
What are you
House
talking
Minority
about?
Leader. Was
Are you
at
going to throw it
town
to
hall.
Hakeem?
Well, it's
You're
a
gonna
long
throw it
clip.
to Hakeem?
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Really?
He doesn't really say anything though, because he sucks.
Well, then why do we have to play it?
Because the truth that was said in the crowd, I think, is very important by a member of the audience. You want to do this now, or you want to fill
No,
the time?
go ahead.
It's
Go
long.
ahead.
It's long.
The UN
Go
Security
ahead.
Council had a meeting yesterday, and Ray McGovern spoke to it. He is a former member of the CIA,
Love
and he
Ray.
testified in support of Seymour Hersh's article on the United States bombing Nord Stream pipeline.
You let
If
that
it
go,
is
bro.
proven that the United States bombed the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, as has been asserted by Seymour Hersh and his article, will you call for the United States to acknowledge and admit that that was an act of war against Germany and Russia? And I'm asking this because this may be the only way to prevent the rest of us from being killed in a thermonuclear war. And I don't want to be fried. Don't you think the media should be reporting on whether or not this is true? And don't you think you should be inquiring into whether or not this is true?
First of all, calm
Well, thank you
down.
for the question. One, I've got no information to suggest that the United States was involved in bombing the Nord Stream pipeline.
Because you weren't briefed on it.
Sir,
you got your chance to ask a question.
So you give me an opportunity to respond.
You weren't given information because he explicitly says you weren't briefed on it.
Right.
Shouldn't you inquire?
So here's what I'll say about, I think, President Biden's leadership generally as it relates to the Ukraine.
We committed an act of war. What are you doing to respond to that? We have to hold Biden accountable.
Right?
So listen, you're from Brooklyn, right? You know when to call when you see it. So do I. This is bullshit right now. And I see what's happening right now. That does not silence me. You can hear me right now. I want you to say something about the bombing, because we're all going to die from a nuclear war right now unless you stop it and you at least put and inquire into whether or not it's true. This war in Ukraine is going to leave us all dead. So what are you going to do? Because you need to inquire. I'm a New Yorker too.
Here's what I'll say.
Say it.
We're going to continue to stand with the Ukrainian people.
That's do not do that. You will end us all
in
dead.
this war against
We
Vladimir
need
Putin.
peace. We need talks.
Because
Why are
it's
you
not
sabotaging
just-
talks?
it's
Do
not
not put
just
your
a
hands on me.
battle between
We need
Ukraine
peace talks.
and
I am not
Russia.
going to take this.
It's a
we need
battle
peace talks.
It's a
You
battle
are leaving.
between
Listen.
democracy.
Did you even
Oh,
read the
democracy.
allegations?
Autocracy. It's a
No.
battle between
How about
truth
accountability?
and propaganda.
Not
And it's a
airheadedness.
battle between
Okay.
tyranny
How about
and
bridges,
freedom.
not bombs?
And democracy,
Okay. How about
truth, and
conversations,
freedom will
not
prevail.
cremation?
And the United States is going to help make sure
Diplomacy,
that happens.
not destruction. How about that?
Ask
How
you to
about
join
it?
me.
You airhead, you're gonna kill us
He likes
all.
the airhead
I don't
word.
want to die in a nuclear war, and nobody does.
Wow.
A lot of passion there. I feel like we're gonna hear. I think 5-10 years out, we're gonna remember Brooklyn guy.
That is a consequence of.
No, that's not the right.
That is a
What are you looking for there?
I wanted to use gendered language.
Oh, I don't know.
Please
So-
do not use gendered language.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to use that. That guy's all wound up about it. Okay, so, I mean...
I don't want to die in a nuclear war either.
I don't either. Now, I mean, the case obviously he's making is that it's going to happen if we continue in Ukraine. It certainly could be an outcome. It certainly could be an outcome. It certainly could be an outcome for Ukraine. I mean, we already know that Putin doesn't give a crap about the infrastructure. He just wants to be able to say it's his. He's destroying the infrastructure now, and that's why. And did we have the Hillary clip? Because she was on MSNBC. Oh, maybe this is Lester Holt. She was on MSNBC, and she pretty much said, "Hey, why don't we just take out Putin? The people around him need to take him out." Well,
ultimately, the people closest to Putin, those who have to deal with him, those who he's keeping at the end of 40-foot tables while he issues bizarre orders, they're the ones who need to act. They need to act for the good of Russia. They need to stop him. Whether or not this has turned into some kind of physical or mental problems that he either had or has in some way come down with, we don't know. But his behavior is dangerous, and it's dangerous to the future of Russia. So my hope is that the people who are watching him, those who get close enough to see in person his behavior, which is so erratic, that they can try to prevent him from doing things that will not only be tragic for Ukraine, but tragic for Russia, too. Yeah. This should be stopped for Russia's sake.
You think those are hair extensions?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Her hair is driving me crazy.
Yeah. Now that you mention it.
I know it's just me, but I think those are hair extensions. And it's just, I know they're expensive and they look fine. I'm sure their hairdresser does a fine job.
So she and Lindsey Graham, right, have now called for the assassination of Russia.
Pretty much.
I mean, cool.
Pretty much.
She's not in elected office right now, but
No. She's, the former Secretary of State. Oh. And of course, we know that, she's was in bed with Russia for her election. Oh, wait, that was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Of course, she said the same exact things about Donald Trump, I guarantee you. Almost exact sentences, and just replace Vladimir Putin with Donald Trump. He's so unstable. He's acting erratically. We gotta. What do we gotta do, Hillary? What should we be doing then? Because I see your remedy for Putin. What Russians should be doing to him.
100%.
What are you suggesting? I mean, and then you got the MP over in Ukraine who said, quote, "We are not only fighting for Ukraine, we are fighting for the New World Order." Well, I'm not on that side. So I'm not fighting No, I'm not fighting for the New World Order. I mean, this is insane. And you got people calling this now, it's going to be a generational conflict, which I totally...
we can't have that.
Oh, this is going to go on.
We cannot have that. No, we can't have that. No, baby.
Yeah. Be sure to buy your potassium iodide pills, everyone.
No, I will say this. I've said this on Chewing the Fat. So, I'm not breaking ground here.
Yeah.
But if, for some reason, there's a nuke, hit me first.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Hit me first.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to know. I don't want to look. I don't want to see it over there.
Yeah, it's coming.
That it's coming, and I might be okay.
Like an avalanche?
Yeah. Right. You're speaking of that. Okay, so this avalanche video has been making the rounds. Now, I saw the video this morning, as a matter of fact.
I saw it all weekend everywhere.
I get up and I have my coffee in the bathroom in my bathroom chair. And I drink my coffee and I scroll through and no, not that chair. I have another one. I have my don't fall stool. It's okay.
How big is your bathroom, man? You got a
regular size.
You got a chair, you got a stool, you got what else going on in there? Size of this room?
A couple of sinks, a tub, a shower. You know.
So Jeffy lives in a palace.
I do not live in a palace. I do not live in a palace. But
low key.
It's the master bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, I can't say master anymore. I mean, it's the main bathroom.
Yeah, thank you. My gosh, sir. Okay, so you're scrolling through.
I regrettably don't have any help other than the wife and the kid that I'm kicking out. So I mean, I need some help, but
you got to race home today to meet the U-Haul guys.
Actually,
right?
if he wants to stay and become a worker for the house, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, an employee?
That's correct.
Is that the word we're looking for there?
I'm going to move him into a help room. And
sounds like the master bathroom is big enough.
No, we can't have that.
Okay.
No.
So anyway, you're scrolling through and you see this.
And I see the video of this mine. Now it's from an account that I know is a fight starter, and the fight starter account I know has been in my world famous for posting old videos. And the old videos, then with some smart ass comment, and I think to myself, okay, well that happened like 80 years ago. Stop it. It's over. We've forgotten about it. Well, it wasn't 80 years ago, but it happened a long time ago.
Right.
So the mine video, the mine collapse video, right? Is that what it is?
No, it's the avalanche. Is that from a mine
I think so.
No, I don't know. If we're talking about the same one, this is an avalanche that's been making the rounds all weekend like it's brand new.
Then let me see if it's the same
one.
It's
a long way to the well here. You seen this one? Right? You just see it coming. So Jeffy's holding the camera.
This is not the one.
And here comes the nuclear fallout. He doesn't want to.
This is not the one.
Okay.
This is the avalanche.
Isn't this cool,
we've seen this.
But isn't this cool though?
Yeah, we've seen. This is old.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is old.
But it's still cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and
it feels safe, right? That nuclear waste isn't going to get to me.
It's not going to stop. That's my point. It keeps coming. I don't want to see it over there.
You wish you were on top of that mountain and you were the first one to go.
Yes.
As opposed to this guy who's just going to stand there until he dies.
It does not. Right. He thinks he's far enough away. No, you're not.
Oh, bro. There it comes. That's a Putin bomb. You see it coming. And so.
All right, that's not what we had this whole conversation off the air, and it is
so you had a different
absolutely
video.
A different video that I'm talking about.
Okay, well,
gosh darn
maybe we'll have it later.
We will have it later because I'm going to send it right now as we speak.
You send it to Danny?
I'm going to send it to Danny. No, I'm going to send it to Danny and O'Reilly. Doesn't come up Danny, though. It's a little disheartening.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Comes up leaving on a jet plane. That's what it comes up as. So, yeah. Okay, so that video, absolutely. We've aired that video before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because that guy lived. All right. That guy.
We got that video, right?
Right. He got.
It's like the Russian dash cam. Everybody's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, nobody gets hurt on those.
Yeah.
Stop it. But the video I'm talking about, this mine collapse, that's why I was fighting with them. There's no way these people survived.
Mm-hmm.
No way. And you can't see carnage or anything. You just know that it happened.
We'll just wait for it because I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. Okay. All right.
And then I know we can talk about Ukraine some more if you want.
No, we're
we
good.
can talk
I think
about
we're all done there.
Our president some more. But just, we get some entertainment news. I saw big news. Adele and Rich Paul are engaged. Huh?
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Who is Rich Paul?
And Adele's soon-to-be husband.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Is he known for anything else? Like, what does he do? Like,
he's like a sports agent or something, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, LeBron's agent? Oh, wow. LeBron. He got hurt.
I saw him wandering around Dallas this weekend, too. The king wandering around Dallas with his security entourage like he actually is a king. Stop it. Stop it, LeBron. And then, to top it off, my knee. I heard it. Okay. I mean, I hope you're okay, but sorry to see you go down. And then I see where Madonna broke up with her boyfriend.
Oh, somebody
really
was dating that?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Heck yeah. She was dating the 24-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Right? He's 20. He's like 40 years younger than her. Good for her.
And he's still older than half of her face.
You want to say? And he's older than a few of her kids. Anyway, she is older than the kids, but some of the kids are older than him. That's my point. Anyway, she was taking care of it, but they're broken up now. Very sad. And we talked on Friday about how she posted the post on her face swelling going down from that pic on the left at the Grammys, and how it was more important for what she said, not what she looked like. You've spent a career on wanting people to see what you look like, and now you're going to tell us, well, don't pay attention to what I look like, pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay, thanks, Madge, appreciate it. Okay, but we talked about she's getting ready for her new world tour that she's got going on, but I didn't realize that she also, and I saw this post this weekend, and I haven't verified this because I know she's been promoting her tour, her standalone world tour going on, and I haven't verified this, but this post that I saw this weekend talks about her and Cher going on tour together.
Oh, wow.
I know. And this post that I saw this weekend was her and Cher going on tour. We don't show my post, or we don't have that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. So I haven't verified.
No. Oh no!
I haven't verified that this concert is actually going to happen, but it's there. It's there on the internet.
Explain this to the podcast audience.
Sure, it's a picture of Cher and Madonna.
I guess you'll just have to sign up.
The caption says Cher and Madonna tour dates to be announced in 2023. That's what it says. Now I will say that in the picture, Madonna looks a lot like Rocky Dennis.
Very similar.
A lot like Rocky Dennis from, what's the name of that stupid documentary?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, why can't I think of it? It was right at the tip of my tongue.
Is it Mask?
Mask. Yeah, that's it. Mask. Darn it.
We got there.
That was awesome. I love that documentary. Anyway, so I'm just saying that Madonna looks a lot like Rocky Dennis in that picture.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
So just let it go. Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed. How in the world are you? Welcome to the program. 888-900-3393 is the phone number if you'd like to participate, and I especially want you to participate if you're a trucker tomorrow, because tomorrow is Trucker Tuesday here on Pat Unleashed. I want to hear from the truckers. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you, and I'd like to know how you guys are doing out there. Guys and gals, I know. Stop it. It's just a generic how you guys are doing. Jeez, calm down, okay? You can tweet the show at Pat Unleashed. Did Jeffy just blame hurricanes on Africa? Been nice knowing you. Yeah, I know. Well, Jill was over there she went over there for 5 days. Joe had kicked her out of the White House. She went running around. Maybe she just left. She's I'm out of here. She goes, she's been not with him quite a bit lately.
Lucky her.
But bad for Joe. Right? I mean, that's pretty amazing because she was holding his hand quite well. She had some great outfits in her African trip too that only Jill can wear. And man, did it look good on her. From Less White construction worker.
Okay.
The cost of walking away is going to cost Joe because that means the kickbacks from all the laundered money stops. Yeah, you can make that case. You can make that case. They've been taking care of that laundered money for quite some time. So the great senator from the senator from the great state of Pennsylvania. I don't want to call him a great senator because he's barely been in office, John Fetterman. His wife took off after he went into the hospital. So he's back in the hospital being treated for depression.
To quote Jeffy, is he?
well, I mean that's what they say. That's what they say. They are saying some other things as well about his hospitalization. But Giselle Fetterman said she left her home with her children in the days after her husband checked into the hospital. And she tweeted, "I'm not really sure how to navigate this journey, but I'm figuring it out slowly." 1 week ago today, when the news dropped, the kids were off from school and the media truck circled our home, I did the first thing I could think of.
Oh.
Packed them in the car and drive.
Wait, not go visit your ailing husband in the hospital? The first thing I could think of is to run away.
Right? Right?
Okay.
So she went on to say, we drove straight into Canada and lovely Buffalo, New York. Probably the other way around, just a thought. But pro tip, always have passports ready just in case you have to run away. We talked about lots of hard things and how we'll all have to face hard things, about the need to be gentle with all and with ourselves.
Okay.
Really? Because there's a video of Giselle and her family talking about hard things.
Yeah, they're doing zip lining at the Niagara Falls there, and she's making a video.
Zip lining over the falls.
Yeah, there we are.
And August got stuck. They're trying to rescue him now.
Oh my goodness, that would be not pleasant.
They're busy about talking about hard times.
Are they? So they're talking about
hard times because there is a rumor.
Fetterman's health?
Well, they're talking about John having depression. We've all had to have tough discussions like that.
And
sure,
what we do is we abandon our loved ones.
Right.
When the times get rough.
Your dad's laying on his left side because the goiter's up on the right.
And so when times are tough, you leave the country.
And he had a stroke. And
he's
got depression.
Yeah, what are these rumors, though, Jeffy?
But there are rumors that he is essentially brain dead now.
I've heard that.
And that he's just being hidden because they want to keep him in August. According to this, if he stays in August until August 18th, and stays in office until August 18th, then he avoids a special election.
Then the governor just gets to appoint someone?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Which takes it for the rest of the ride, right?
Oh, okay. So Giselle is like, that's his wife, right? She's like, man, I got things I want to do, places I want to see, take the kids, experience. I only got a few months before I'm a senator.
Right.
Then I'll
be too busy.
Busy.
Yeah.
These people.
I know. Hey, I just heard Gmail is down, so if you're sending somebody a Gmail email, don't worry about it's down. They'll have it back up in no time. So,
this is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I mean, welcome. How are you? Pat Gray Unleashed program. Jeff Fisher here from Chewing the Fat, a show you should subscribe to on any platform that warms the little innards of your soul. Now, of course, you're listening to this program, and you should subscribe to this program on whatever podcast platform warms. If it's the same podcast platform as Chewing the Fat. So you get Pat Unleashed and Chewing the Fat. I know. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, we do an overtime show for this particular broadcast, Pat Gray Overtime, which you can, subscribe to by becoming a member of Blaze TV. BlazeTV.com/Pat.
Yeah, you have a couple more days. You got through tomorrow to use promo code COVIDTruth20. COVIDTruth20, get you 20% off a subscription to Blaze TV.
COVID Truth.
20.
Is there such a thing as COVID Truth?
Yeah, we can talk about it here on Blaze.
All right. Good. We'll get to it. Because I see where, the Energy Department talked a little bit about COVID.
Yeah, they did.
Over the weekend. The Energy Department said that the COVID-19 was most likely spread to humans as a result of a mistake at a Chinese laboratory. Would that be the lab leak theory? Is that what that is?
I thought you were foolish to even entertain that thought.
Now, I will say, though, that they said in their report, right, that this was a low confidence theory.
So they've come up from undecided to low confidence.
Right.
I mean, thank you for joining us here.
I know. And I think
slowly but surely.
Right, the FBI said it was moderate confidence on this report.
So you've got two federal agencies.
They're all just kind of slowly taking us to the lab leak theory, which we weren't supposed to talk about at all.
Right.
So.
Yep.
There's that, right?
That is fun.
There's that.
Here we are.
Now, you can always tweet the show at Pat Unleashed. Or we could, before I tell you the Twitter, because there's a couple of tweets here that we got in that are really funny, and I really appreciate them. But I did want to talk about, you had the Woody Harrelson stuff, right?
Yeah.
He's the new hero on SNL.
He was doing the SNL monologue Saturday night.
And he had a message.
So he was talking about this hypothetical script or something that
a movie that he turned down. Right. Because it was too crazy.
Yeah, in 2019. Yeah, so anyway, so he took a long way to the well there to make a final point at the very end of his monologue.
Okay.
Watch this.
So the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes. And people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea?
Right?
Makes his point, right?
Right.
And
boy. It's a nice shirt he's wearing, too.
Oh, you like that? Let's see that shirt again. Jeffy likes the shirt.
So what do you hear? That's a nice shirt.
Let's see. Is it a bowling shirt then? Or what is
No. Okay. Similar, though.
Yeah.
Could be. You put a name on the left there, definitely, or a name on the back. Definitely a bowling shirt.
What would it say on the like? What would your nickname be on the back of your bowling shirt? If you had to pick one.
Guppy.
Okay, very good. So Woody Harrelson, the press lost their minds. I mean, they had the headlines ready to go. Can we put these up on the screen? I mean, look how they responded. Rolling Stone, Woody Harrelson spreads anti-vax conspiracies during SNL monologue.
Oh,
next, what do you got? Woody Harrelson spews anti-vax conspiracy in rambling SNL monologue. Okay, that's Daily Beast. Huffington Post, Woody Harrelson rambles about weed. Anti-vax conspiracy in SNL monologue.
Wow.
And then what's next? Variety, Woody Harrelson's Saturday Night Live monologue makes COVID conspiracy jokes. I thought he was just talking about a script. Why are you guys
He
pointing
was
out
just talking about
well, it was
a
like
script.
it was just this hypothetical script, right?
So it'd be
love
interesting to go back. How many movies has Woody made in the last 2 or 3 years?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything since.
I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but he's got to be working, right? So those are all, if he's working anywhere in Hollywood or, on a Hollywood set.
I mean, I haven't seen him since Hunger Games, but again, I don't get out much, so who knows? What? Is there something else that I've missed? What?
Wow.
What is there? I thought you just asked how many movies has he made in the last several years. I said, I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything since Hunger Games. And your response was, wow. What movies? Now you're Googling to see if anything comes up because you don't have an answer that's more recent than that.
True Detective on HBO.
See, I told you I don't get out much. I don't know. I don't have HBO.
I do have an answer.
Okay. But to his point, while you look up his movie database thing there, I mean, what a scam this whole thing was. And think of all the lockdowns. Don't forget about the mom arrested at the park in Idaho,
Yeah, he's
right?
worked a lot.
Or the church parking lot arrests, and you couldn't hold a service in there. And there was time and time again where police officers were that last line of defense during these lockdowns. They were the ones that could have stopped. They didn't have to enforce all this madness. What was it? What was the New York thing? Anyway, I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's like this is going to happen again. But it's going to be either some other virus or it's going to be a climate lockdown, which, oh my gosh, in England, man, every weekend people are protesting what they're doing to their city, their 15-minute city bullcrap. I mean, that stuff's coming back, y'all.
Also in the UK, they have a big problem with they're calling it the veg exit, where they're having an issue with vegetables. They're limiting how many vegetables, eat your vegetables. They're limiting how many vegetables that people can purchase at the store because of the shipments and the trade issues that they're having.
But
Incredible.
As much as Woody Harrelson's point on the vaccines and how big business was in bed with governments and media to make millions upon millions of dollars for everyone involved, it all starts with those lockdowns. It was a surfboard guy. Remember that guy in L.A.?
Yes.
I'm out there in the middle of the ocean.
On a beach by himself.
So when police officers in several municipalities in the country, red and blue states, are going out of their way to enforce unconstitutional mandates, I'm telling you, if you're a peace officer and this thing happens again, for whatever the excuse,
just say no.
Please be prepared this time. And it's not just officers. It's in so many lines. Everybody's got a duty to uphold the Constitution, right? To defend the Constitution. It doesn't matter if you carry a gun and a badge. I mean, stand up to your bosses. Stand up to whatever profession you're in when they try to mandate something like a lockdown or a vaccine or something, because this stuff, they're cooking up these ways to lock us down again and control us again.
Got to be willing to pay the price, though.
Yeah, what's this treaty thing that I guess Biden is getting us involved with, the World Health Organization? I need to look into that. But I mean, this stuff's coming back.
Well, I see the headlines and
where they get control.
Yes, and I don't know that because I think that has been tried before and has been shot down. Like no, and the American people won't stand for that anyway. I don't think. But to your point,
let me introduce you to
maybe they will.
The year 2020, 2021.
I know. And you've got to be willing to pay the price. You know, and that was a lot of the problem during our lockdowns was that, you know, people were like, don't worry about it. They didn't want to pay the price. Right? When you say, you got to tell your boss, no. Tell your companies, no.
Yeah.
You hope that the security officer at the store says, I'm not doing that.
But everybody's got to do this. Yeah. We need leaders. So somebody posted on Twitter over the weekend, like, when did you know this thing was a scam, right? And for me, and I have remembered this for the 3 years, it's when Governor Wolf of Pennsylvania, when he came out, I looked this up, April 13th, maybe, somewhere in there, 2020, when he said, he just kept bringing up the phrase, the new normal. We got this new normal. And I just remember that morning sitting here staring off into that dark thing. It's like, this is the point. I mean, this is the moment. When they start using phrases like new normal, look out.
We've already moved.
Yeah,
we've already moved.
Right. And so that's when they start doing that with the next whatever they're going to throw at us, dear heaven, it's probably too late at that point, right? Because they've already got the things in place.
Well, I don't know that it's too late.
Okay.
I don't know that it's too late here in the United States. There may be a number of places globally where it's too late.
Yeah.
Which, again, doesn't bode well to the bleed over into the United States. But
we're still dealing with the fallout of the lockdowns.
No
and
question.
We're going to continue. I mean, listen to this.
No question.
North Texas, right here, hospital expands mental health services. Let's see. 22% of high school students seriously considered attempting suicide in 2021.
Sad.
More than 1 in 5 teenagers seriously considered killing themselves.
Now, was that because of the lockdowns? Was
Right.
that because of TikTok? Was that because of Instagram? Was that because of
isolation? Does not help for whatever the underlying cause is.
Okay.
But you were talking about it's not too late here, other parts of the world. I thought it was fascinating that Australia was a big hot spot for government control and these lockdowns.
Oh, yeah. Every province they had.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, they were going to find you if you left your little area or whatever. But Victoria police have apologized to Avi Yemeni from Rebel News for detaining him during that. So maybe there's hope in other parts of the world too. Yeah.
Well, let's
multiple times. I mean, they list all the times that they were our bad.
See, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, our bad.
Well, next time let's not get to the our bad.
Right. Here's the thing. Let's not get to the I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry.
See, they've got to stand up to these
man.
dictators.
We shouldn't have shot him. Man, but we did. Sorry.
Here's our apology. Our bad.
Sorry. Man, we tried. And, we looked into it and we decided.
How many small businesses no longer exist? How many mom and pop shops that were thriving 3 years ago now aren't in business anymore because they were forced to lock down for, in some cases, some states, eternity?
Yeah.
While Walmart and Target, come on. I mean, Amazon made record profits.
Yep. Record high rates, and we're paying for that now because those people are now being laid off because Amazon's like, we're not really that busy.
And during that whole process, the majority of people were just like, guess that's a new normal. I'll just go to Walmart and Target and Amazon and wear my mask at Walmart and Target. I mean, you got to be ready for when it comes back.
Go one way down this aisle to go shopping.
Really?
I felt like such a rebel by going the opposite way. I'll tell you that. Because I will say that was agonizing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were many things that I will say I looked at and went, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that." And I'm mad at myself, but I did get vaccinated. I did get the 2 Moderna shots, which.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that
whatever.
up.
I'm vaccinated. I'm not fully vaccinated now, though, because I've had 0 of the boosters or anything.
Yeah.
But I am vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you say about that?
Well, that was your choice, right?
It was.
Thankfully, you weren't in a position where your employer, like so many people listening to this show, were forced to, hey, you want to pay your rent in time? You want to pay your mortgage? Well, you better roll up your sleeve if you want to keep a job. And that is so... I mean, there should be lawsuits after lawsuits flying right now.
There absolutely should be.
And you asked last week, I think it was on Friday, in overtime, when we were... what were we doing with the... we had the doctor talking about all of the... there was a pregnancy study that they just stopped doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I'd like to see those numbers and stuff. So we've had anecdotal evidence. We've had nurses come forward to talk about what's going on in the NICUs and stuff like that and how it's just been unreal.
Yes.
How bad it's been for pregnant women and babies and all that stuff.
Because they stopped the study, right? That was the deal.
Right.
We were talking about the study that was either Pfizer or Moderna was having on the pregnant women.
So Tucker on Friday night, Tucker Carlson on Fox News had Dr. Asim Malhotra, and he revealed numbers, basically what you were asking for earlier in the day.
I appreciate Tucker listening. Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate it. I like you too, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
57-fold increase in miscarriages, 38-fold increase in stillbirths and fetal deaths after mRNA shots. And there you go.
Wow.
So terrible. I mean, this is.
But that's why, and then they stopped it and said, "That'll be fine. Just take the shot. Oh, shh, it's fine.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. We're not even going to look at those numbers because we don't want to know. I haven't been briefed on that. Let's be quiet.
I don't have talking points to address that.
Right. All right. I will say that the one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to is my children are not vaccinated. So they have pure blood. So I was thinking the other day that we should probably come up with, I will sell you their blood. Personally. Okay? I will sell you their blood. There is no question about that. I will sell you their blood and anything other body fluids you want from them. Talk to me.
So
email me at my Gmail account, if Gmail is up and running yet. Okay. So email me there. But I was thinking that maybe we should have an unvaccinated dating site.
Oh.
And I think there is.
I think there's some movement out there.
Unvaccinated.com already that's out there.
Oh.
But I think it is. But I don't think that they have the actual unvaccinated dating site. I don't know what you'd have to do to prove that you're unvaccinated.
Because now you can pass the mRNA from one person to another through, intimate contact.
That's good. That's good, right?
So that's why you would need unvaccinated business.com.
Right. Bill Vax here. Pure intentions. Oh, yeah. Healthy hearts. All right. I mean, I was thinking there's some. I was looking through these posts. There was actually a person who was asking about it on Twitter, and there were some good responses, and I came up with some others like unvaxxed and waxed.
Yeah, come on.
Untainted love connection. Oh,
there we go.
And I like this. The Eternals. Oh yeah. Want to live forever. With unvaxxed me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
The disinfected, non-injected dating service. I like that. That's pretty good.
A little wordy.
Fresh meat.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
No, not that.
How many more of these you got?
Clean and sync. I got a lot.
Oh, gosh.
I couldn't stop the other night as I started writing. Like Ivermectin.
Oh.
Ivermectin. Huh? Unstuck.
Okay.
Hollowed veins.
All right.
Addictive free. Organic bliss. Needleless. Unpolluted.
All right. So you're talking about. What you got? Some more?
No, go ahead. So,
you talk about this blood, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do we have time to talk about Angela Davis today? Because she made a discovery. She's the black supremacist, former Communist Party vice presidential nominee, critical race theory pushing, white people hating Angela Davis.
Really bad.
Black Panther.
Really bad.
Yep. And so there she is.
Okay.
So she was on that PBS show where they go over your DNA.
Right. We've had several celebrities go through that.
And they find out amazing stuff about their history.
And they find out stuff that they're a little surprised about.
And so NPR and the great Biden economy has lost 10% of their workforce here in the last week.
Oh.
But thankfully, this show's still on. And they confronted Angela Davis, this former Black Panther member, who, she got a lesson in her lineage. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's good.
Any idea what you're looking at? That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No. My ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Your ancestors came on the Mayflower.
No.
You are descended from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof. That's a little bit too much to deal with right now.
Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that you may have descended from people who laid the foundation for this country?
Never.
And why is that a problem, Angela?
Right. Why is that? You should be proud of that.
Why is that a problem, Angela?
What a cool story to tell.
Absolutely. And it bodes better for her fight, in my eyes. I mean, she could make that argument. But I don't understand. I mean, but because she's embarrassed, or she thinks she needs to be embarrassed.
I mean, the look on her face when she finds out.
I know.
Wait a minute, I'm part white. What?
I was on the Mayflower. Was I cleaning it?
She's not. Look at that. Okay, that's not.
That is awesome. Play it again.
Play it again. Okay.
Her look on her face is great. Oof.
That's a little bit too much to deal with right now.
Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that you may have descended from people who laid
her head's nodding.
The foundation for this country?
What did you think?
Never.
Did you arrived on slave ships?
That's what she wants it to be.
Yes, absolutely.
She wants to create this narrative and go with it. Truth, history.
So that's her argument. I must have been the help. on the Mayflower.
So, I mean, she's for reparations. So now does she just pay herself? I mean, what? How do you want to do this, Angela?
Speaking of reparations, in overtime today, we're going to talk about my main man.
Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, the cartoon?
Who's been under fire since, we talked about it. We didn't talk about it on the air, but we did talk about it off the air on Friday. Of his video post, or the video post about him, and he's taken big fire over the weekend. And he did an interview with Hotep Jesus, and we'll talk about that. We'll show you the clip that everyone is all mad at Scott about. And I watched, his big deal on his Twitter account is, if you haven't watched the interview with Hotep Jesus, then you can't comment. So
you can't comment.
I went ahead and watched it, Scott. Okay, so we're going to talk about it on overtime today.
Oh, okay.
Because it isn't about time that we have the conversation.
I have some thoughts on that.
We need to have the conversation because we don't have one of his points is that we don't have the conversation. Right? He wants to have the real conversation. This is why he kicked the can, and so it's fascinating.
Yeah, his comments, if you missed them, got his cartoon Dilbert pulled out of many newspapers around the country.
And he's even said when asked about it, when asked about it last week on Friday, I think, asked about how many he thought he would be canceled on, he said probably zero. I mean, how many would be left after this weekend? He was like, probably zero.
But I got a question for you, Jeffy.
But I doubt that very much.
When is the last time you or anybody in this audience, maybe it's a poll we should put up on Twitter, actually read a comic in the newspaper?
Oh, you can't. The newspaper gets thrown out my yard every day.
But when's the last time you looked at a cartoon?
I can't tell you. Been years.
I mean, I the question could be, when's the last time you opened a newspaper, period?
Yeah. I mean, we used to, in my old neighborhood, I used to get a newspaper thrown in my front yard once in a while, like from the neighborhood or something. But I don't even get that anymore now.
Yeah.
I mean, I get nothing.
They used to give us a free one like every now and then. Yeah. No.
I mean, I
don't either.
I can't tell you where to get a newspaper, to be honest. Honestly, I can't. I guess you get them at the 7-Elevens or the fast food or the convenience stores, right? You go in, I see them in their racks. That's where you get them. I mean, I guess they still deliver them to your home.
What purpose do they serve? I mean, everything that's in there I can get as soon as it happens, as opposed to waiting overnight.
I mean, I can't believe people still have everything on paper.
Get out of my
anymore.
face.
It's just that it's amazing that people still use paper.
Face.
Jeez, what are we living? The 1800s?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.